Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Before we dive into the video, make sure to subscribe and ring the bell icon. Let's dive in. When Daniel first mentioned it, I laughed, not kindly, but sharp and dismissive. Seriously? I scoffed, shaking my head. You're jealous of Ethan? He's my best friend, Daniel. Don't be ridiculous. Hook. She laughed at her husband's jealousy over her closest male friend. Then one night, he walked out with his suitcase. What she realized too late changed everything. His jaw tightened, but he didn't argue. Instead, he gave a small, quiet nod, the kind that said more than words ever could, and then came the silence, thick and heavy. Later that night, I told my sister about it, rolling my eyes as I spoke. Daniel's being insecure again, I said. He actually thinks Ethan is competition. It's absurd. She nodded, agreeing without hesitation, and that agreement made me feel right. It made me believe I was correct to brush him off. Ethan had always been there through every breakup, every bad job, every lonely night. Even when Daniel and I first started dating, Ethan had been my safe place, my comfort. I never once stopped to consider how that looked from the outside. Ethan texted constantly, and I always replied right away, no matter what I was doing. Even during dinner with Daniel, my phone never stayed silent for long. I'd laugh at Ethan's jokes while Daniel sat across from me quiet. Ethan and I had our own little world. Inside jokes, hugs that lingered too long, talks that stopped suddenly whenever Daniel entered the room. I told myself it was harmless. Deep down though, I knew better. A few weeks later, Daniel tried again. His voice was calm, almost gentle. "Sophie," he said quietly. "It feels like you're giving parts of yourself to Ethan that should belong to us." I sighed, annoyed. "You're overreacting. He's just a friend. Stop trying to control me." That's when I saw it. The shift in his eyes. Something inside him dimmed quietly, completely. I didn't pay attention. I thought I'd won. I had no idea I just lost something far more important. Over the next few weeks, Daniel began to change. Not suddenly, gradually, like a light fading out. He stopped asking where I was going. He didn't wait up for me anymore. The man who used to notice every little detail now seemed distant, as if nothing about me interested him. At first, I told myself it was a good thing. Progress, I called it. Maybe he was finally relaxing. But it didn't feel like freedom. It felt like emptiness. The silence between us became sharper than any argument. Meanwhile, Ethan was still there, calling, texting, drawing me closer. I leaned into it, half out of defiance. If Daniel didn't care, fine. I'd laugh louder. Stay out later. Share more. But the more I gave to Ethan, the colder my home became. Dinner turned into wordless meals. Nights ended with Daniel lying on his side, his back to me, saying nothing. Then came that Friday. I came home late. Another night out with Ethan. Tossed my keys onto the counter and froze. Daniel sat on the couch, a suitcase by his side. My heart dropped. "What? What are you doing?" I asked, my voice trembling. He looked up, his expression unreadable. Not angry, not hurt, just done. "I can't do this anymore, Sophie," he said quietly. "I told you how I felt, and you mocked me. I won't keep begging for respect in my own marriage." Hook. He said one quiet sentence, picked up his suitcase, and left. The truth she ignored hit her like a wave when the door closed. Panic surged through me. "Wait, you're leaving me over Ethan? Really?" He didn't flinch. He just breathed deeply. "It's not about Ethan," he said. "It's about you. You pushed me out of this marriage. You made me a stranger in my own home. I'm done." The floor seemed to fall away beneath me. I had always believed he'd never actually leave. That no matter how far I pushed, he'd stay. But the suitcase told a different story. I stepped forward, tears spilling. "Daniel, please don't do this. I'll stop seeing Ethan. I'll change. I promise." He pulled his hand gently out of mine. "I gave you years," he said softly. "I begged you to see me, but you never did. You just saw a jealous man to laugh at. Now I see myself, and I know I deserve better." And with that, he lifted the suitcase and walked out. The silence he left behind was deafening. I sank onto the couch, my mind replaying every moment, every laugh at his expense, every eye roll, every time I chose Ethan's messages over my husband's heart. My phone buzzed on the table. Another message from Ethan. For the first time, I didn't even look. His words meant nothing. Now, I had always believed Daniel would stay, that he loved me too much to leave. I was wrong. My careless laughter had carved the gap between us. And when Daniel finally crossed it, he never looked back. That night, sitting alone in the emptiness he left behind, I finally understood. Too late. The man I called insecure was the only one who ever truly loved me.